Hi freeze-dried foodie friends, welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into the magical world of freeze-dried strawberries. Now these little gems are not just for snacking, they're also amazing for cooking and baking, so let's dive in. Rehydrating these strawberries is a breeze. Simply soak them in water for about 5 minutes. The ratio? Well, just enough water to cover them. We're going to let those soak for about 5 to 10 minutes and let them start to absorb that water and refresh them. Now, if you'd like to be a little bit more specific on all of your ingredients and knowing the ratios, you're going to want to grab the freeze-dried food ingredients guidebook. Let's take a look what it suggests for strawberries. In the guidebook, it suggests for every 1 cup whole strawberries, you will need to add 1/2 cup of water. For every 1 cup of sliced strawberries, you're going to add just 1/4 cup of water. Now here's the thing. For your fresh equivalent, 1 cup dry is going to equal about 1/2 of a pint. Now the length of time is also going to be determined by the thickness of the strawberries. Take a look at these strawberries. Some of them are thicker. The thinner ones, of course, are going to absorb quicker because there's not as thickness to go through. Now the other thing you want to pay attention here is look at all the nutrients that are left behind in that water. You really don't want to overdo it on the water here because it's just going to take those nutrients away from the strawberries that you've been trying to preserve. So little goes a long way and you can always add more, but when you're rehydrating your strawberries, it's really just enough to cover them. So keep that in mind. Now let's go talk about how to start cooking and baking with these strawberries. Now let's get creative. Rehydrated strawberries are perfect for adding a burst of flavor to your breakfast oatmeal, your yogurt, really anywhere you would use fresh strawberries. But I want you to start thinking how you can use that freeze-dried strawberry straight from the container because you don't always have to refresh them first. For example, I went ahead and grabbed my favorite yogurt and added some of those freeze-dried strawberries directly to my yogurt. Now here's the thing. When you do this, you're going to receive some benefits from having that strawberries in there, but also it's going to start rehydrating because you're adding it to moisture. So go ahead and just toss them into whatever you're doing and let's get creative. Another thing you might want to think about is when you've got pancake mix, go ahead and toss those freeze-dried strawberries directly into the pancake batter without refreshing first. They're going to rehydrate in the cooking process and start absorbing the pancake batter liquid. Now here's the thing. I store my freeze-dried strawberries in these number 10 cans, which is amazing because I can just open it up, grab a handful and use it however I want. But you're going to start to see all that powder at the bottom. Now don't throw away that powder. Every piece of these freeze-dried strawberries we're going to use. Blend that smoothie, blend those into smoothies. That powder is going to be the perfect addition to layer in parfaits, blend into that breakfast smoothies, and start taking advantage of all of the freeze-dried strawberry goodness you have in there. Now, why freeze-dried strawberries? Well, these freeze-dried strawberries are a time saver. There's no chopping, no washing, all that work's been done for you. Plus the shelf life is amazing. Can you imagine 25 years when that can has not been open? Now, when you start to cook with them, you're going to want to make sure you're following all the rules. Thanks for spending your time today talking with me about one of my favorite freeze-dried ingredients, freeze-dried strawberries. I'm going to go enjoy my freeze-dried strawberry yogurt while you go grab your copy of the freeze-dried food ingredient guidebook below. We'll see you next time. Wondering what I do with all that little powdery freeze-dried strawberry goodness at the bottom? Freeze-dried smoothies, here we come.